Hello. Last time, during class sessions, I introduced you to Java arrays, and now I'm going to introduce you to Java exceptions. At our package, right-click and add a new class. I'm gonna call it exceptions. Try catch finally. Add main method and click finish. Today's objective, today's scenario will be street house number search, and lesson objective would be learn Java exceptions. First of all, let's put some text on display. Now, let's declare a new array. Declare new array for street house range. Street house, it's a number, so let's say it's integer, square brackets array, variable names, and a set of arrays. I'd like to have exactly 10 numbers, 10 houses on street. Ten. Now, let's put on display found house number plus street number is a variable type of integer array. So add square brackets and indicate which house we want to find. Let's say I want to find house number 1. Okay? Let us run our program. Very good. However, once again, to remind you, I was asking if I am a new developer, a new programmer. By mistake, I was asking and meant house 1. However, it shows me found house number 2. Why? Once again, I'd like to remind you that in arrays, in array range, index starts with 0. From 0, with 0. So if I'll put 0 here, and I'm gonna rerun. So what do I see? I see found house number 1, which is this one. So to find house number 10, I need to put 9 here. Rerun. And I found number 10. However, mistakes happen. It's human error. And let's say a developer by mistake forgot and put number 10. So what's gonna happen now? Clear for better display and see exactly what's gonna happen. Rerun. Java exception happened. Exception in thread main. Java array index out of bounds exception. And description. Index 10 out of bounds for length 10. Now, I need to catch this exception somehow and separate the good code from error code. And for that, I'll create comments, helpful comments for you, which I'm gonna be reading right now. When during a program run, an error happens or occurs, a program execution stops keyword, and Java generates an error message. I'd better put it like that, which is thrown in the form of exception. Exception is an error. There are three classical exception parts: try part, catch, and optional finally. Try state. Part 1. Try to execute program code, good healthy code. If error happens, utilize catch part, where as argument you can see an exception. Here's the class exception. It's part 2 error handler code. Optional is finally part 3. Code block executed anyway in case I wanna finalize something. That's why it's called finally. Explanation. 4 points. Try statement. The program code to be executed. Catch statement. The program code to be executed if an error occurs in the above try block. Try and catch keywords, parts operate in pairs. So if you apply try, it's mandatory to apply catch. Finally is optional. Final statement. Optional final part placed regardless of the result after try catch blocks. Now I'm gonna close my comments, save, and let's apply it. Now, try. Call closed. Catch. Catch has arguments here. Exception, let's say is E. And I wanna catch an exception now. Actually, I wanna place pure exception right now. Let's see what's gonna happen. Once again, try block, catch block. Rerun. Exception happened. Now, I will recall my as error. First of all, I want to see an error. Edit undo typing. Clear part. Then I'd like to show you something else. First of all, the house is not found! Exclamation. First of all, the house is not found. Then error itself. Then the message is plus error. You see here, get message. Select this one, get message. Now I'm gonna clean it. Rerun. Here we go. The house is not found. Error itself, just to show you. And the message is rerun. And the message is index 10 is out of bounds for length 10. Here we go. I'd like to add something else here. And instead of get message for error, I'd like get cause here, probable cause. The reason is, and get cause. Clear console, rerun your program. I'd like to put it like that. House is found. Let me auto format it, my code. I'd like to have this format because I'd like to see block by block. Rerun. Very good, exactly as expected. I got the message, I got the cause. Now, I'd like to announce that search is over. So I'm gonna use another last block finally. Finally. I'm gonna put here the stretch has search is over. Save, clear. So right now we have both three blocks, try, catch, and finally, which is gonna be executing anyway. So right now I will go back and I'll put a valid index here. Index 9. So we're gonna be catching this one and finally part. It is correct. Originate street number search. The house is found. Found house is number 10 and final part here. The street house number search is over. Now I'll create an error. I put 15, which doesn't exist here. And we're gonna be catching catch and finally parts. Clear. Rerun. Exactly what we wanted. Originate street number house search. The house is found. The house is not found. I'll explain you why now. Array and so on. Why it happened here? Because here I created a mistake intentionally to show you. Because a confirmation message should be after confirmed result. Now, before I put it before. Now, if I found it, so I'm gonna display the house is found only. If not, so it's not gonna be displayed. Let's rerun it. And now it's correct. Originate this message in catch. The house is not found. Cancel. Java exception. The message is index 15 is out of bounds for length 10. The reason is null, index is null. The street house number is searched index is null. The street house number is over, which is finally part. So the objective of this lesson has been reached. Now you are familiar. You repeated arrays. You repeated arrays index, and you are familiar now with try, catch, and finally Java exception handling. See you in the next lecture.